All right, listeners, ever daydreamed about ditching the daily grind for, a life a little less ordinary?
Yeah.
Today, we're diving deep into the world of a tour operator manager. Your
Mhm.
ticket to orchestrating adventures, not just clocking in and out.
That's right. We've got your stack of research from RoleCatcher. And trust me, this isn't just glossy brochures and promises of Mai Tais. We're talking logistics leadership and even a taste of how AI is shaking up the whole travel scene.
You had me at orchestrating adventures. Okay, so RoleCatcher, they seem like more than just a job board.
Right?
What's the deal with their system?
It's wild, right? They've got algorithms analyzing your CV, matching your skills to what employers actually want. Remember those generic resumes we used to send out into the void?
Oh, yeah.
RoleCatcher helps you tailor-make yours for each opportunity.
Okay, that's seriously cool. No more hoping your resume makes it past the robots. But back to the main event, becoming a tour operator manager. RoleCatcher makes it sound amazing, but also kind of intense.
Intense is putting it mildly.
Yeah.
They don't sugarcoat the long hours, the high-pressure situations, or those, shall we say, demanding clients.
Right.
You're responsible for someone's dream vacation. The stakes are high.
Makes you appreciate those unflappable tour guides even more.
Oh, yeah.
But there's got to be a flip side, right? What about the perks, the travel, the adventure?
Oh, absolutely. You're immersed in the world of travel, constantly exposed to new cultures and experiences. Plus, RoleCatcher mentions a salary range of $40,000 to $80,000, and that's just the average.
Okay.
Senior roles or starting your own company, the earning potential can be much higher.
Okay, now we're talking. So let's say someone's hooked. They're ready to trade their spreadsheets for itineraries.
Yeah.
What's the first step, according to RoleCatcher?
Well, they say a bachelor's degree in tourism management or hospitality is a great starting point.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. It's not just about the piece of paper.
Right.
Relevant experience is key. Think tour guide, travel agent, even customer service roles.
Okay.
They demonstrate you can handle the heat, not just theorize about it.
So real-world experience trumps a fancy degree. Music to my ears.
Absolutely. Remember, employers want to know you can wrangle a group of tourists at the Louvre, not just write a 10-page paper on its history.
Touché. All right, so you've got some experience under your belt. You're ready to climb that career ladder. What skills should aspiring tour operator managers have on their radar?
RoleCatcher stresses leadership and communication skills.
Mm-hmm.
No surprises there.
Right.
You're basically conducting an orchestra of moving parts.
Right.
Managing teams, coordinating logistics, making sure everything runs smoothly.
And since we're talking about a symphony of travel, organization must be critical.
Yes.
Think complex itineraries, flight schedules, hotel bookings, any hiccups, and it's your job to fix it.
Precisely. RoleCatcher really emphasizes this. Remember that volcano in Iceland that erupted a few years back, causing travel chaos?
Oh, yeah.
Situations like that are where your problem-solving and decision-making skills come in.
Oh, wow.
You're,
Yeah.
that's,
Right.
yeah, it's a lot of,
Yeah.
you're really thrown into the fire there.
Talk about thinking on your feet. It's like being part travel agent, part air traffic controller, and part diplomat all rolled into one.
Exactly.
So we've got the creativity, the people skills, the organizational prowess. What about the financial side of things?
Don't underestimate the numbers. RoleCatcher highlights the importance of budgeting and financial management skills.
Okay.
You're responsible for managing tour costs, negotiating with suppliers, and making sure those amazing itineraries are also profitable.
It's a business after all.
Yes.
Speaking of which, how crucial is customer service in this line of work?
It's make or break in the age of online reviews. One bad TripAdvisor rant can sink you faster than you can say lost luggage. RoleCatcher really emphasizes mastering communication, empathy, and conflict resolution.
Makes you think twice about writing that scathing review, right?
Right.
So from all the research we've got here,
Yeah.
what would you say is the one thing that's absolutely essential for success as a tour operator manager?
Adaptability.
Yeah, okay.
The travel industry is constantly evolving. New destinations, technologies, even global events. You need to be one step ahead, embracing the unexpected and turning challenges into opportunities.
Love that. Okay, listeners, if all this talk of orchestrating adventures and navigating the unexpected has you itching for a career change, you know what to do. Head over to RoleCatcher and start your own deep dive. We'll be right back after a quick break to unpack even more insights from your research. Okay, so we're back and ready to keep exploring this whole tour operator manager thing. You know, it's easy to romanticize the travel industry, but I appreciate that RoleCatcher gives a realistic look at what it takes to build a career in this field.
I agree. And speaking of building a career, let's dig into those RoleCatcher career stages. Remember how they break it down from newbie to top dog?
Right.
They've got these sample profiles for each stage that are like peeking into a crystal ball.
Right. Like a roadmap for your career, showing you the path from coordinating airport pickups to, who knows, maybe leading expeditions to Machu Picchu. Where does it all begin?
They call the first stage tour operator assistant.
Okay.
Your tourism boot camp, essentially. Think coordinating bookings, answering customer questions, maybe even some data entry. You're proving yourself, learning the ropes, and building that essential foundation.
Paying your dues, but hopefully in a cool setting, right? What does RoleCatcher's sample profile for this stage look like?
They highlight someone with insane attention to detail, top-notch organizational skills, and a strong work ethic. Which makes sense if you can't keep track of those itineraries or handle a grumpy traveler before their morning coffee. You're not going to last long in this gig.
Makes sense. So you're the assistant, you're mastering the basics. What's the next rung on the ladder?
Next up is tour operator coordinator. Now you're taking on more responsibility, more independence. RoleCatcher says you're handling customer inquiries, building relationships with suppliers, maybe even overseeing tours from start to finish.
Okay, so you're not just fetching coffee anymore, you're actually in the game. What skills does RoleCatcher emphasize for this stage?
They talk about strong communication skills, the ability to solve problems on the fly, and a deep understanding of the tourism industry as a whole.
Okay.
Basically, you're moving from following the sheet music to understanding how the entire orchestra works.
Love that analogy. So you're coordinating, you're problem solving. What's the next step up in responsibility?
That would be tour operator supervisor. This is where those leadership skills really come into play. RoleCatcher says you're supervising a team, developing strategies, making sure everything aligns with industry standards. It's a lot of plates to keep spinning.
Sounds like it. Their sample profile for this stage must scream calm under pressure.
You got it. They emphasize leadership delegation and a deep understanding of every aspect of the industry. You're not just managing tasks anymore. You're managing people, which is a whole other ballgame.
Right. Leading a team is different than managing a to-do list. So we've climbed the ladder. What's the view like from the top?
At top, you've got the tour operator manager, the maestro of the orchestra, if you will. RoleCatcher's description paints a picture of someone overseeing all aspects of the operation, developing strategic plans, building relationships with key players in the industry.
That's a lot of responsibility. What qualities do they emphasize for someone at this level?
They highlight the need for strategic thinking, operational expertise, and a deep understanding of the market. And let's not forget about people skills. You're managing a team, negotiating with suppliers, and making sure clients have incredible experiences.
So it's a mix of business savvy, travel expertise, and people skills. Not exactly your average desk job.
Definitely not. But for those who are passionate about travel and thrive in a dynamic, ever-changing environment, it can be an incredibly fulfilling career.
All right, let's say someone listening is totally on board with this career path. What are some tangible steps they can take starting today to make this dream a reality?
Well, RoleCatcher stresses the importance of education. A degree in tourism management hospitality, or something similar, lays a solid foundation. But remember, it's not just about the piece of paper, right? You need real-world experience to back it up.
Exactly. No one wants a tour guide who's only read about the Colosseum in a textbook. They want someone who's been there, felt the energy, and can share those firsthand experiences with them.
Precisely. Employers are looking for that genuine passion for travel, that desire to share those experiences with others. They want to see that spark.
So if you spend your weekends planning imaginary trips instead of doing laundry, you might be on the right track.
Maybe. But seriously, showing the passion is crucial. Let it shine through on your resume, your cover letter, even your social media.
So we've got the education, the experience, the passion. What else does RoleCatcher recommend for aspiring tour operator managers?
They really emphasize those all-important soft skills.
Okay.
Communication, problem-solving, adaptability. Because no matter how meticulously you plan, things can go sideways. A delayed flight, a lost passport, even something unexpected like I don't know, a llama stampede on your Inca Trail trek.
Okay, now that's a mental image.
Yeah.
But you're right, being able to think on your feet and stay calm amidst chaos is key. So how do you even practice for that?
RoleCatcher suggests taking courses, attending workshops, really seeking out opportunities to practice those skills. Think of it like this: every time you navigate a tricky situation, whether it's diffusing a tense conversation or finding a last-minute solution, you're leveling up those soft skills.
So it's a constant process of learning and adapting. Like
Right.
instead of getting stressed about that long line at the airport, think of it as training for handling a group of anxious travelers.
Exactly. And speaking of leveling up, RoleCatcher also recommends pursuing professional development opportunities. Think industry conferences, webinars, even getting certified. Those certifications are like a gold star on your resume, showing employers you're serious about this career.
Right, like those certified tour professional, CTP, or certified travel associate, CTA credentials, those carry some weight, right?
Absolutely. They demonstrate a commitment to professional standards and can give you a competitive edge. Plus, the learning process itself can be incredibly valuable.
It's like that saying, the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know, which I guess in this ever-evolving field is a good thing.
Exactly. It keeps things interesting. Now, another thing RoleCatcher stresses is the importance of networking.
Right.
Attending industry events, joining professional groups, even connecting with people online. It's all about building relationships.
It's true. You never know where your next opportunity might come from. And it's not just about finding jobs, it's about learning from others, sharing ideas, staying ahead of the curve in a constantly changing industry.
Right. And speaking of staying ahead of the curve, let's talk about those crucial relationships with suppliers.
Yeah.
Airlines, hotels,
Yeah.
tour operators that
Like
get.
these are your bread and butter.
It's like they say, it's not what you know, but who you know. Or in this case, who you have on speed dial when a flight gets canceled. Exactly. Building strong supplier relationships is critical for getting access to better rates,
Hmm.
exclusive deals, even just preferential treatment for your clients. It's about fostering those mutually beneficial partnerships.
So, how does one go about building those relationships, especially early on in their career?
It's all about treating every interaction as an opportunity. Be professional, be proactive, be the kind of person suppliers want to work with. You're building a reputation just like you would in any business.
It's like making friends, but with perks.
Exactly.
Mm.
And speaking of perks, let's talk about the role technology plays in all of this. It's totally revolutionizing the tourism industry, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. From booking platforms to virtual tours, technology is changing the game for travelers and for those working behind the scenes. But it's a double-edged sword, right? I mean, we've all seen those articles about how technology is putting travel agents out of business.
It's true, technology can disrupt traditional models, but it also creates opportunities. Remember those role catcher profiles we mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
Many emphasize skills like mastering booking software, social media marketing, even data analysis.
So you're not just a people person anymore. You're a tech-savvy travel enthusiast. What are some ways aspiring tour operator managers can stay ahead of the curve when it comes to technology?
It's about embracing those new tools and understanding how they're shaping the industry. For example, social media is huge. A tech-savvy tour operator manager might use it to connect with potential clients, promote tours, even get feedback to improve their offerings.
Makes sense. It's not enough to just post a pretty picture anymore. You have to engage, interact, and use those platforms strategically.
Exactly. And that's just one example. The key is to be adaptable, always learning, and never afraid to experiment with new tools and platforms.
So we've covered education, experience, networking, technology. Is there anything else aspiring tour operator managers should focus on as they embark on this career path?
There's one more thing RoleCatcher emphasizes that often gets overlooked: personal development.
Now, that's something you don't hear about in every job description. What do they mean by personal development, and how does it relate to being a successful tour operator manager?
It's all about investing in yourself, both personally and professionally. Taking courses, reading books, even just reflecting on your experiences and figuring out what makes you tick.
So it's about more than just ticking boxes on a resume. It's about becoming a well-rounded individual, someone who brings their whole self to their work.
Exactly. Because when you're constantly learning, growing, and challenging yourself, you bring a fresh perspective to your work. You're more adaptable, more resilient, more open to new ideas, all qualities that are essential in this field.
I love that. So it's not just about what you know, it's about who you are and how you approach your work. But let's be real for a moment. It's not all glamorous adventures and exotic destinations. There are challenges to being a tour operator manager.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Right.
not always smooth sailing,
Yeah.
but that's part of what makes it so rewarding.
It really is amazing to think about how much technology is changing the travel landscape. But let's bring it back to the here and now for those ready to jump into the world of tour operation. Any tips for standing out in what sounds like a pretty competitive job market?
Well, you nailed it earlier. A stellar resume and cover letter are non-negotiable.
Right.
But these days, your online presence is just as important.
Right.
Think of your LinkedIn profile as your digital first impression, right? It's like your highlight reel showcasing your skills and passion for the industry. Exactly. Make sure it's up to date, highlights your relevant experience, and really let your personality shine through.
And never underestimate the power of networking.
Oh, absolutely.
Attending industry events, connecting on LinkedIn, reaching out for informational interviews. It's all about building those relationships.
Absolutely. And when you land that interview, be prepared to talk about more than just your qualifications.
Yeah. Right.
Let your passion for travel shine through.
Right.
Employers want to see that spark, that genuine enthusiasm for creating amazing experiences.
Because at the end of the day, that's what this job is all about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sharing your love of travel, connecting people with unforgettable experiences, and maybe even expanding their perspectives along the way.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of tour operator managers.
It's been a fantastic journey.
It has. Big thanks to you, our listeners, for joining us today. We hope you feel inspired and equipped to take on the exciting world of travel.
And remember, if you're ready to turn your passion for travel into a career, RoleCatcher is an incredible resource to have in your back pocket.
Absolutely. Their website has everything from those detailed career guides to interview tips and a massive database of employers. Definitely check them out.
And don't forget our favorite piece of advice:
Okay.
network, network, network.
So true. Building relationships is essential in this industry. So get out there, connect with people, and who knows, you might just find yourself crafting dream vacations before you know it.
And traveling the world while you're at it.
Now that's a perk we can all get behind. Until next time, happy travels.